अफगानिस्तान में चल रहे तनाव के बीच अमेरिकी सैनिकों की वापसी के बाद अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति जो बाइडेन ने हालातों पर अपनी चुप्पी तोड़ी है। उन्होंने कहा है कि हमारे सैनिकों ने बहुत त्याग किए हैं। अफगानिस्तान में भरोसे का संकट है। हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि अमेरिका का हर नागरिक वहां से सुरक्षित लौटे।
I stand squarely behind my decision. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. That's why we're still there. We were clear-eyed about the risks. We planned for every contingency, but I always promised the American people that I would be straight with you. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. So what's happened? Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight. If anything, the developments of the past week reinforced that ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision. American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves.
अपने संबोधन में अमेरिका का स्टैंड साफ करते हुए उन्होंने कहा कि लोग हम पर सवाल उठा रहे हैं। उन्हें अफगानिस्तान छोड़कर जाने वाले उनके राष्ट्रपति अशरफ गनी से भी सवाल करने चाहिए। हमारी सेना और जोखिम नहीं उठा सकती थी।
We spent over $1 trillion. We trained and equipped an Afghan military force with some 300,000 strong, incredibly well equipped, a force larger in size than the militaries of many of our NATO allies. We gave them every tool they could need. We paid their salaries, provided for the maintenance of their Air Force, something the Taliban doesn't have. Taliban does not have an Air Force. We provided close air support. We gave them every chance to determine their own future. We could not provide them was the will to fight for that future.
उन्होंने सारा ठीकरा अफगानिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति अशरफ गनी पर फोड़ते हुए कहा कि अशरफ गनी को भरोसा था कि उनकी सेना तालिबान का मुकाबला कर लेगी।
When I hosted President Ghani and Chairman Abdullah at the White House in June, and again when I spoke by phone to Ghani in July, we had very frank conversations. We talked about how Afghanistan should prepare to fight their civil wars after the U.S. military departed, to clean up the corruption in government so the government could function for the Afghan people. We talked extensively about the need for Afghan leaders to unite politically. They failed to do any of that. I also urged them to engage in diplomacy, to seek a political settlement with the Taliban. This advice was flatly refused. Mr. Ghani insisted that the Afghan forces would fight, but obviously he was wrong. So I'm left again to ask of those who argue that we should stay, how many more generations of America's daughters and sons would you have me send to fight Afghanistan's civil war when Afghan troops will not? How many more lives, American lives, is it worth? How many endless rows of headstones at Arlington National Cemetery? I'm clear on my answer. I will not repeat the mistakes we've made in the past.
उधर अमेरिका के कई शहरों में भी अफगानिस्तान के हालात और अमेरिका की भूमिका को लेकर विरोध प्रदर्शन हुए हैं। व्हाइट हाउस के बाहर भी कई प्रदर्शनकारियों ने बैनर और पोस्टर लेकर विरोध जताया था।
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए न्यूज़ 24।